please ignore the mess behind me. That is kind of why we're here. I'm here starting a reset vlog. It's a holiday weekend, being the eve before New Year's Eve, and I'm going to take advantage of, the whole New Year's thing to just reset my life. The last few months have just been very, very busy for me because of quitting my job, and I'll talk about that later maybe. Things have gotten a little out of hand. I mean, they're usually barely in hand. There's just a lot that I need to sit down and do, and I have the mindset and the energy to do that right now because we are going into the new year. So I'm gonna harness that new year energy and just get things caught up. Also, in the 30 hours that are left of this year, I am going to need to read my 100th book. So I've got to go figure out what that book is going to be too. I'm gonna go break out my bullet journal, write some stuff down, get things done. I've got content planning that I'm going to be doing later with Brianna. I will see y'all in the next update.
Okay, how many videos do you want to do a week?
I would like to do 2 a week. And I'm thinking probably during the weekdays, honestly.
Okay. Which days make more sense for you?
That's just...
Because I will say, putting it out consistently on the same day is helpful.
Yeah, I know. Let me see if YouTube will give me... Because here's the thing, is I could put them out pretty much any day. I'm kind of leaning toward... Well, no, because I do sprints on Tuesdays.
Yeah, don't sprint and put a video up on the same day.
I avoid that like the plague.
It actually... Although, if you put the video up before you sprint, that's not a bad thing. Because if you use enough tags in your sprints, new people will find you, and then they'll get pushed your newest video. So if you sprint on Tuesday, then I would probably put a video up Monday.
Monday? I was thinking Monday and Friday, maybe?
Yeah, because if you sprint Tuesday and Saturday.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
And that's up for, like... Yeah, because if I do it in the evening on a Monday or a Friday...
Or even, like, the afternoon.
Yeah.
Although I don't think, YouTube is very clear about, the published time doesn't really affect it.
It is...
It might affect your first 24 hours, but not long term.
Yeah. I've noticed that, if I post it at 8 a.m., it typically gets better views than if I post it at, say, 6 p.m. I was about to take all of my makeup off, and I realized that I hadn't updated y'all. And we're gonna do another episode of Margaret Folds the Laundry and updates you guys about books. The last you saw me, it was me just trying to intro everything while there was still daylight, knowing that I had plans for the afternoon. I have since figured out what the heck I'm doing with my channel for January, in theory. It should be Friday when you're seeing this. Got the list of things that, that's the list of videos that need to be filmed. Where's the list of things that need to be done? There is a list of things that need to be done that has been written down in here, and I will add to it as we go. One of which, I went to Barnes & Noble and got my 2024 large term, because it's sad to start a new year in the middle of a book that you barely used this year. One of the goals is to get this started. I don't have all of the stickers because we're doing Midnights is the theme for January. Also, this is going to seem weird, but hear me out. That's a gift card. I got volumes 3 and 5 of Spy Family at Barnes & Noble while I was there. The reason I got 3 and 5 is because 4 it's somewhere. I have started a book. I started listening to Valiant by Vish. No, I haven't. I started listening to Gallant by V. Schwab. Does she even have a book called? She's got Vicious and she's got Vengeful. But I don't think she has anything called that. Where did I even pull that from? I am mourning the loss of the Reputation Stadium tour on Netflix. That's what I'm gonna blame it on. It's very interesting. It's giving me it's almost kind of giving me a crossover, or I'm getting hints of The Secret Garden, or The Secret Garden, A Little Princess, those types of books. I'm getting that vibe type of plot with a little bit of Chronicles of Narnia type of vibes. We've got this really creepy house that is low-key high-key haunted. It's very haunted. It's really haunted. And we have this really weird kind of family thing that's going on. She is an orphan, or she grew up an orphan, and finds out on her 18th birthday or around when she's going to get kicked out of basically an orphanage. They call it a school for girls. It's an orphanage. She's getting kicked out of there, or close to when she'd be kicked out of there. She finds out that her uncle has been looking for her, and she gets a letter. And then she shows up at the house, and her uncle has been dead for a year, which, like, the answer is very obviously there, and I don't know why her cousin's being stupid about it. But he is. He's being a butt. I have my entire next month planned out, and even some videos into February, which is great because one of them I need to work on because it's going to take a freaking long time. I'm reasonably happy with the amount of things that I have done today, even though it's not a lot, because it is more progress forward than I've done in a long time. So that's good. That's great. I was up way too late playing Baldur's Gate last night, so I did not get up until noon. Whatever been going on since the holidays, since I stopped having to do insurance stuff every day, is not going to carry on into the new year, because I'm not going to spend my life sleeping until noon and then still needing to go to bed at midnight. I'm going to start working on my bullet journal. I'm going to start working on my reading journal because we're going to keep up with that. I just ignored it last year. We're going to do it this year. I didn't even, like most years that I have failed to keep a reading journal, I at least get that first page that has all of my goals. And I went to find that page when I did the mid-year check-in. I hadn't even done that page. I don't know what my goals are. We're going to figure that out by the end of the video. We got to figure out what my reading goals are for next year. Because, like, I don't know. What did I have to sit down and look at what I even did. We'll get there at some point. But first, we need to at least meet our 100-book goal for the year. Speaking of, how far am I into Gallant? Every time I think of Gallant, or I say Gallant, I think of Gallivant, which I don't know if anybody else here knows that show, but, like, we love Alan Menken in this household. I am at 42% on my book, which means that I am almost halfway through. So I should be able, like, it's an 8-hour audiobook. I should be able to get through this. I was going to see if I could pick up a copy when I was at Barnes & Noble, but they didn't have it except in paperback, and y'all know me, I'm a hardcover girly. I do tend to beat up my books. Sunday, it's 4 o'clock on Sunday. I haven't talked to you. I've meant to talk to you, but then, like, every time I remembered that I needed to film an update to this vlog, sprints were where we were talking, or where people were talking, and I couldn't, like... Anyways, I've got Princess's final sprints back here in the back, trying to keep myself on task. Gotten a few of the things that we needed to get checked off. I am woefully behind. It's fine, but I did the laundry. The laundry were on the last load, which is, well, not the last load, but the last load for what exists in my room, which is my sheets. I decided that I'm just gonna change my sheets tomorrow because it will not matter if I wait an extra day to change my sheets so that I can sit down and film while the filming's still good and while I still have some daylight. We are currently in the process of sitting down to figure out what my TBR is going to be. I'm trying to figure out how I am going to do this because I think I'm going to do the game board TBR for TBR-a-thon, and I'll link the video to my TBR-a-thon TBR if you have not seen that yet. I'm trying to figure out, like, how can I do this so that, like, people can see me, like, moving around. Like, can I do this so that people can see me moving around the game board or what? And I don't know. I got really excited that there was a map, like choose your own adventure map type one, but none of the prompts were speaking to me. I just was like reading them and I'm going, this seems like too much. I would have to think too hard. Looking at the game board, that one seemed to work better for what I want to do. That has to be filmed today. I'm not sure. I was planning on filming my physical TBR video and my book haul because I need to film the book haul so I can get all of that on my TBR. I was planning on doing that today. I have lights, so technically I could, even if, because the light's it's 4 o'clock, I have light for another hour and a half. So I have lights. I could do this. It could work, but I'm also not sure. I need to film it. I should just, because I'm going to be putting makeup on, I should just film it and get it done with. But do I want to? I am 78% of the way into Gallant. It's very interesting because it's a little bit different, I think, than some of her other books have been, because it's very isolated. It's very much like insular in this world and this house in a way that I don't like. Her books tend to have such big casts of characters, and I think that that's one of the strengths of V.E. Schwab's writing, is she's able to have all of these characters and have all of these plots all going together and interconnecting. And so it's very interesting to me that she's written this plot that is so small and so, not small, but like so compact, and it, you know, kind of, it's about this one house and that is it. It reminds me a little bit of The Near Witch, which is one of her first books. We're following this main character as she's trying to piece this very gothic mystery. So she's trying to piece together all of these different things about this house that don't make sense, and trying to use them to connect like to her mother and what's going on there. And so it's just very interesting to see her working through this. And we finally kind of gotten to the point at 78% where people have sat down and told her why things are the way that they are. And it makes sense why people have done what they've done in their choices. But at the same time, like, I think we're definitely going to see kind of her have an effect on a lot of this. Like, it's very much a like meeting of two worlds type of book. I'm very interested to see like how things are going to resolve, and whether they're going to resolve the way that I think they're going to resolve. We're finding out that even if you leave, you can't escape the house, which is very like it's an interesting kind of like question and conundrum, and like kind of getting into a little bit to destiny and like what were you made to do, that kind of thing, which I think are very interesting things to explore in a book, and not so much interesting to explore in a real person's life. I like the writing. It's just it's very beautiful but efficient. There have been several times where I've just been like, whoa, that's a line. And I enjoy having that feeling when I'm reading the book. And it's such a, like, one thing V.E. Schwab always does really well is she gets the vibe of whatever her book is going to be. Like, you have a lot of similarities in the types of characters that she writes. People were literally just discussing this on Princess's Sprints, where she writes the same female character over and over and over again. Like, that, I cannot argue with that. The thing that really frustrates me is that people look at her characters and see like, oh, she writes the I'm not like other girls trope, and they don't go into the deeper reasons why the characters are having that reaction and feeling that way. I feel like she writes who she knows, which is herself, and I think all of them are kind of a reflection of her, which is normal for a writer. But I also think that you have some characters where it makes sense that they have that attitude, especially when we're talking about Lila from A Darker Shade of Magic. Like, the reason she is the way that she is because it's a reflection of her life and what she's been through and what she's had to deal with. Going through and having to deal with the things that Lila has had to deal with, there are only so many ways in that society that you are going to see someone grow up. I think you see that a little bit in Gallant as well, where we have Olivia and she recognizes the unfairness of people dismissing her and not taking her seriously, things like that, because she is mute. She's not able to speak. She signs. And she can like write and draw and all of that stuff. And it's very interesting because she's communicating with her cousin when there's not an interpreter, she's communicating with him using sketches and drawings because he has dyslexia, so he can't read. And so they're having to find a way that she can talk to him that doesn't involve having the person that's there that can interpret sign. She talks about how she was treated by the other girls at this orphanage that she was at. She talks about how unfair it is that someone can just silence her by turning away because they can't see her and so they can't hear her. I was worried that we were going to end up with this situation where she gets into that other world and suddenly she has a voice and magically she's cured when she's in that other world, but it doesn't seem that that's what we're going to end up doing. Hello, as you can see, I have been filming. Currently, I'm so far back. Yeah, you guys get to, let me see, I'll move you closer. Please ignore the terrible angle and the mismatched sweater, but I am cold. So, anyways, what's happening now is I am going to be, you can't see my face, it's fine, I don't care at this point. Here, maybe I'll sit down so you can see me. Ignore the terrible lighting, all of that stuff. I am currently, you can see the giant stack of books here. Let me show you. Ta-da! Those are all of the books that I got for my book haul. and I am currently going through, and I'm going to be sorting them. What we're going to do is we're going to sort them by color. If you're new here, you may not know this, but my physical TBR is sorted by the color of the cover. So I am sorting out all the blue books, all the red books, kind of just get everybody happy. That way is this a pink book or a purple book? I don't know. I'm going to put it in pink. I don't have a lot of purple books though. I'm going to put this in purple. I'm sorting these by color so that I can do my physical TBR check-in that I do every year. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, and these are all the ones that are new. That's green. We'll put green here. There's red. So that I read. Okay, good. I've read that book. Oh, and I've read that book. I don't have to put that on the thing. You can see now why I don't film this with my bed in the background like I film a lot of my other videos, why this is a bookshelf video, and it's because everything ends up thrown on the bed as I am doing this. The disaster that my room is after I have, this doesn't count because I've read that. The disaster that is my room when I'm done with this is just, that's yellow. Oh my goodness, I got a yellow book. So I have filmed 2 videos at this point. I filmed my my TBR for January, which I will need to upload and edit here in a minute. And then I've also filmed my haul that I needed to film before I could film this video. So there is that, and I am going to sort everything, see how I feel. I might film my physical TBR video at this point. I might not. I'm not sure. That might be something I wait for till tomorrow, but then like I'd have to put makeup on again. So I'll be very happy though once I've been able to get all of the books that have been just living places because I haven't read them, or because I pulled them down for TBRs. I just want to get them all back up there. Truly is what I want to do. So I'll be very happy when that's done. Yeah, we're gonna do it because I just need to get this cleaned up. I do. We are done. Glory, hallelujah. Now we just need to get everything back up there. Let me show you the state of things. Good Lord. So unread books there. That's part of my TBR. I have read these. Okay. And then this right here is everything that I need to get. Please ignore my giant stack of trash that I just shoved in my room so it looked good for filming, or in my closet. That's everything. All of that. Terrible lighting, but I don't really care. I'm not going to tell you how many books that was, unless you want to pause and count, but you'll find out when I post my physical TBR. So I'm going to go get some food and make myself some ramen because I feel like that sounds like a very yummy idea right now. And then we're going to do that while I listen to my audiobook and finish that thing.
Pick up my mess, but the barista takes a little too long. She's a caffeinated princess, full of regret of a night that bled into dawn. Carry on with the heat of the night from the song. It's a shame that you gave up, moved on. Anastasia, you gave all along. I beg for you, only when I'm dreaming can I see the obvious sign you're sending. Like I've written perfect books of reason. When I wake, it's back to us repeating the same tension built so I can't even sleep. No, I can't sleep. No, 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 REM for me. No, I can't sleep. No, 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 done with counting sheep. No, I can't sleep. No, 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 fantasy for me. So I can't sleep. If I make it past my bedtime, I can spend some time with you. There are certain things that only after hours make me do. Don't care if you believe me, there is nothing I can say. Only what could be an outcome of us staying up till day. Modesty's left, darling, at rest, but I'm arriving to your dance in the dark. I anticipated this guest, made a new friend in the sick charade I put on. Carry on with the sweet fever dream from the song. It's a shame that it won't last too long. Anastasia, you crave all along. I beg for you. Only when I dream can I see the obvious sign
New year, new me, same sinus issues. Hello, happy January 1st. We are officially on the last day of my 2024 reset. I have quite a few things that I still need to get done, including buying plane tickets for a trip that I'm gonna take in like 2 weeks. It's fine. I finally dug out my mid-year check-in thing. We're gonna work some more on this later today, but right now what I really need to do is I need to update my Goodreads so that I can get the fancy Goodreads badge, and then figure out what my goals are going to be for 2024. We're doing much better with my goals for this weekend. I feel like I've got at least half of this figured, like done at this point. Looking at my list from tasks from Sunday, I got most of them done. There's only 2 things that I didn't end up doing, and that's because I moved them to today. And let me tell you something. Having my bookshelves cleaned and my physical TBR sorted and put up top, I'll insert footage of what it looks like. I feel like a whole new person, guys. The way that opened up and brightened up my room, just that simple thing of doing that, my God, it was massive difference. So what's gonna happen is I'm gonna start porting over the footage for my TBR, because I'd like it to go up sometime this evening. So things I want to do today. Big thing is I want to do my TBR video. So I need to edit. I need to do the thumbnail. Trust me, if I don't write this down, I will be at the end of the process and just be frustrated. I need to fold my sheets so that they're not sitting in the laundry basket for 75 years, or at least until I need the next laundry basket. And then let's take a look at what needs to still be done. I'd like to clean the bathroom, but that doesn't have to happen today. But I'm gonna try, you know what, we're gonna do bathroom, and I'm gonna try at least get the bathroom and laundry done. Whether or not I clean it is another story, but my brother's not gonna be down until the 5th, so I don't care if I don't get it done. I'd like to start my bullet journal. Then the other thing we wanna do is we for sure want to do our 2024 reading goals. You know what? Those 3 things can wait. That, maybe, update Goodreads. I need to because that's what actually I'm going to go about get update. Currently my Goodreads is sitting at 42 books. Goodreads is very concerned for me right now. One thing I forgot to mention is I am moving on to my next V.E. Schwab book. Oh, I did finish Gallant, by the way. It was okay. So here's the thing. I can recognize how wonderful and beautiful that book is, but I'm not a fan of the ending, even though I know that was the ending that the book required. I know it was too sad for me. I have the same problem with Gallant as I had with Addie LaRue, which is that I don't read books to have endings like that. But I have to read Fragile Threads of Power for TBR-a-thon, potentially, and I might swap it out with something that's newer, potentially, but because this still has my, look at that, it still has my ticket for my V.E. Schwab sighting at BookCon, the very last BookCon ever. My God. Well, the BookCon's gone, but BookNet Fest is still going. We love that. I need to read Fragile Threads of Power, but before I read that Fragile Threads of Power, I want to read this. So this is going to be my physical read. I have an audiobook as well. I can't talk to you about that one because it's for a secret project that may be coming out at some point this month. So, turns out Bookly lied to me. As it turns out, Bookly counts the books that you are currently reading. It doesn't count based on books that you finished in the year. It counts all of the books you are currently reading, even if they are books that you've been reading for 3 years. And I would have made 100 books if I had known the correct numbers. This is on me, but not in the way that you think it is. It is not on me because I didn't read enough. It is on me because I didn't put my stuff in Goodreads to double check. We made it to 89 books. Anyways, we sat down, we figured out what our goals are going to be for, or what our goals were for 2023. And now we're going to figure out what our goals need to be for 2024. Here's how we ended up looking at the end of last year. As of yesterday, I'd read 89 books in the year. Still pissed about that because if I had known that, I would have gone in and I would have changed my Goodreads challenge because I recognized that I wasn't. The next goal is to read 50 books by BIPOC authors. I read 1, 2, 30. So that's actually not terrible, because that's almost half of 89. Well, no, because 89 is almost 90, so it would have been 45. So I'm 15 away from what half would have been. So it's not great. It's not the best I've ever done, because I've definitely hit that 50 before. I just did not take into consideration the fact that I was going to be doing the Goodreads video that I did, which, well, I ended up doing a lot of videos so I need to take that into account. And apparently I need to be actively working on again. The other one was to read 24 books for my physical TBR. I ended up reading 15, and that's only 3 more books than I'd read in my mid-year wrap-up. I Read 3 videos were doing really good things for me for reading my physical TBR down. For 6 series finished, I finished none. We made some progress, and they all had to be series, so that is not correct. I did finish some series in 2023, but they were not series that I'd started prior to 2023. So if it is going to count as a series that I finished, it had to have been something prior. That just gets a big ol' nada. And then I was supposed to reread 12 books, and I managed to reread 4. So let's sit down and figure out what my 2024 reading goals are going to be. So we know for a fact 100 books is what I'm doing for my goal, because I know I can get it. And again, I would have gotten it if I had been on top of things. And then again, we're going to try and read 50 books by BIPOC authors. Usually I choose a genre that I want to read more of. In 2022, I wanted to read 20 sci-fi books. I did relatively decently with that. I am going to set myself the goal of reading 6 nonfiction books, and specifically nonfiction from my TBR, because I've got a bunch that I've bought and been interested in but haven't finished. I want to once again try and read 24 books from my shelves. I want to read more sci-fi again. So, and this is, okay, so we're going to do, instead of 20 sci-fi, we're going to do 20 new, to me, sci-fi. That's what we're looking at for 2024. 100 books, 50 of those need to be from by BIPOC authors, 6 of my nonfiction books from my TBR, 6 series, 24 from my physical TBR, and 20 new sci-fi. And we are going to get that in the reading journal by the end of the day. But first, we need to take some time, spend some good old quality time with Premiere Pro if we're going to get this video up. Hello, it is January 2nd, which means the reset is officially over and it is time to close out this vlog. I would say that this little weekend reset, holiday / project thing was a success. I didn't complete everything that I wanted to complete, obviously. I never expect that for my little things that I make, my lists, but I did end up getting most of the things done that I wanted to do. I read what I thought was my 100th book of the year, which was Gallant by V.E. Schwab, gave it 3 stars. You guys already know my thoughts on that. I also ended up getting a lot of the housework stuff that I needed done on Sunday. This right here, definitely in better order. I managed to get this right here in better order, got videos. I feel so much better. The big thing was, I think, getting that physical TBR up there and off of my floor and bookshelves, just cleared the space up so much. And I'm also on 2 days of actually doing my yoga in a row, so maybe I can keep that up, because I'm gonna try and do that. I've gotten started on my reading journal. I will show you the final spread for that goals page that you guys saw me working on. We already know what my goals are. I think that's a good number of goals to have, and I'm very happy with them. And hopefully 2023 is going to be better for me than, or kinder to me than other way around. Hopefully 2024 is going to be kinder to me than 2023 was, at least mentally. Also, if you haven't watched it already, I did get my TBR video after much trepidation and turmoil. I did get it up on my channel. Happy New Year. Tell me, what are some of your reading goals if you set them for 2024? What is the one that you think is going to be the biggest help? Like, what are you focusing on? Like, are you trying to read more of a specific genre, like I am? Are you trying to cut down your physical TBR, something I'm also trying to do? Or do you have another goal? Or are you doing anti-goals? I've seen a couple of people kind of be like, I'm not doing any goals. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. I'll also have my TBR linked up top, and then whatever YouTube thinks you should watch, write down. That is it for now, my friends. Happy reading, and I will see you later when we will talk about more wordy, nerdy things. Bye!